Hey, what's up everybody? So I know y'all heard that the vaccination is coming out. And regardless of how you feel about it, what that means is this pandemic thing is coming to an end at some point. Now, for most people, this is a good thing. Everybody excited to, the idea of finally getting back to what used to be our norm. But from other people, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing because while COVID was bad to most of us, but COVID was real good to some of us. And I'm not talking about just the people that came up on stimulus checks that didn't have no bills. So it just was a clean, win for them. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these guys, okay? A lot of men came up on COVID with this whole dating thing. All the men that used to have a lie for another lie and keep building. Thanks to COVID, they didn't have to build nothing. One word, COVID. And that saved you out of a lot of things. You no longer had to say the car was in the shop knowing you never had a car. Now you just said, girl, I just don't feel comfortable meeting up with you right now because, with COVID. How about we just FaceTime? And it works because, it's COVID. So everybody understand it, If you ain't got the money to take out on a date, you ain't even got to worry about it. COVID. Be like, well, you know what? I don't feel comfortable eating inside because of COVID. But we can eat on the patio. Well, they don't really social distance. How about we go to a park? That's COVID friendly. Let's just go to a park for free. And then all the people that was like, looking for all them excuses to get out of work or used to have to spend money calling the doctor at the last minute, making an appointment just to get that note because you ain't feel like going to work. You ain't have to do that no more with COVID. You just call a job and say, COVID. Or you didn't even have to call. Like, really, if you didn't want to be the problem, you could make the job tell you no. Because before you go to work, almost everybody had to go through that screen check where they ask you all these questions. Have you traveled recently? Have you been in contact with anybody with COVID? And all this stuff. All you had to do was say yes to one of them questions and boom, you got 14 days off of work. So COVID wasn't all bad. But, it's about to be over with. So, y'all enjoy while it lasts. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Daily Drop Podcast. I'm your host, Itzmekortni, Courtney with a K. As most of you know, Real Housewives of ATL started. And I'm so excited about that. So, y'all look forward to that next video from me. Because I'm definitely going to be reviewing ATL Housewives. But right now we're still on Potomac. Can't open up a new door without closing the old one. So it's the finale of the Housewives of Potomac. And it starts out with Ashley getting ready to take pictures with Baby Dean. So Ashley and Michael, they're taking 5-month pictures. And Ashley's like, babe, what do you think he should wear? And Michael's like, whatever makes him look most like me. I'm like, come again? Michael, I don't know if you looked at that baby because every time Michael look at Baby Dean, Michael is looking in the mirror. The baby don't need no clothes to look like Michael. He looks all the way like Michael. If Ashley went on the Murray show and had them pictures side by side, the audience would have been all for Team Ashley, okay? Ashley would have been like, Maury, you see that nose? Everybody would be like, yeah, that's his nose. Them eyes, Maury. That whole face. Baby Dean looked just like Michael, okay? No denying that. So then after they take the pictures, Michael and Ashley gets to talking, and Michael slips and says something about, Juan can propose to Robin. That it's just not possible. And Ashley's like, babe, you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me? And he like, damn it, I already said too much. Like, dang, didn't mean to let that out. That just kind of slipped on out. It just slipped, but it was too late. But he didn't tell her because he knew Ashley was gonna go back and repeat it. So he didn't tell her. But I wish he would have, because I sure was like listening. I'm listening. I'm like that person that hears something going on in the other room, putting the glass to the window, trying to put the glass to that wall, real close. Like, okay. What's about to come? Come on, Michael, tell me. What's going on? What's going on? Because, after Karen made that comment in the previous episode about Robin, you need to be worried about what comes out of your Juan's mouth when he's drinking. So I'm like, okay, well, after Karen made that comment, and then Michael said he knows some stuff, I'm like, okay, shoot, do we need to go back to Monique's cameras again? Like, we need to know what's going on, So then we see Juan and Robin going to counseling. You know, I guess they're going to counseling church. They're trying to work on their marriage. And the lady asked Robin a question, and Juan did like any other dude would. He ain't talking. The lady just said, how did having the kids play a role in the relationship? Juan diverted. Robin answered that and was saying, oh, Juan never really was present for the pregnancies. Juan was like, oh, this what you gonna do? This what we doing? This what we doing? Well, she didn't do her part. She didn't do what she needed to keep me happy. Since I couldn't get it from her, I had to get it from somebody else. And I don't know why my mind worked the way it worked. Because soon as Juan said that, I was like all with Juan. And let me explain why. Because I immediately started thinking about my own personal situation. I was like, dang, couldn't get what I wanted here. I should have went somewhere else. Made me think about when I was at McDonald's, y'all. I stayed in that long drive-through during the lunch hour, okay? All I wanted was ice cream cone. I just forgot about the time of the day, and that, that was the busiest time and probably the worst time for me to go get ice cream. But I'm just in the line. All I want is my ice cream cone. I get to the window, and you already know. You already know what happened. They tell me the darn ice cream machine was down. I was like, really? I done stood in this. I'm like, y'all couldn't have a sign somewhere, that part where you place the order before you wait a long time. Have a little sign that say ice cream machine down. Nothing. Like, I stood in this long line all this time and the ice cream machine down. So I'm like in my feelings. I'm like, man. So then the lady that's working the drive-thru, she tried to make me feel better. She's like, well, I'm sorry. Well, we can't give you that ice cream cone. But if you like, I could go ahead and give you a sundae. Huh? So you can't give me ice cream? Because the machine down. Y'all make the sundae in a different machine. But you can give me a sundae. And she was like, oh, no. The machine is down. But before the machine went down, the person, like 2 cars in front of you, they changed their mind about the sundae. They didn't want it, so we're supposed to throw it away, but I still have it. So if you would like the sundae, I could go ahead and give you this sundae. And I'm like, what kind of unsanitary BS is this? You gonna give me a sundae that's been sitting there, somebody else ordered it, 2 cars in front of me, this sundae probably all melted. And I'm like, but do you have the peanuts? And she was like, yeah, we got the little bags of nuts. I'm like, all right, just go ahead and give me the sundae. Give me the sundae. I stood in this line all this time. Let me go ahead and take that sundae. And I had that sundae. It tastes like a darn milkshake with nuts. It was all melted. And I was like, dang it. If only I would have did like wine. I couldn't get what I wanted from McDonald's. I should have left and went to Wendy's and got the Frosty. I know their machine was working. I should have left and went somewhere else. I was so mad. So then moving along, we go to the party. Juan and Robin having a party. Christmas party. It was actually really beautiful too. They did a really good job with the whole scenery. Had an open bar and everything. And Michael said he wasn't going to drink. Then his homeboy Juan came around. And next thing you know, he's like, Corona. And he was drinking and stuff. And a lot happened. So before they get really into it, Candace come up to sing and perform at the party. And Candace get up there and she's like, okay, a little louder. Come on. A little louder. And it's like, ah! And she's like, okay, not that loud. I'm like, damn, Candace, y'all ain't doing mic check before this started? Like, come on now. You're supposed to do a mic check. You just got signed and you just gonna perform somewhere and not do a mic check. But, once she got into it, everything worked out. It worked out in the favor. She sounded fine. I just was nervous at first because when they didn't have no music rolling with it, I don't know if anybody else felt like this, but I was like, oh no, she got to do acapella. And you know what this means if you watch Housewives long enough. You know that I was like, this girl probably going to revert to her one hit. You know how Candace do. She take that big deep breath. Happy birthday to you. I'm like, don't do it. I don't want to hear that darn birthday song no more. Candace wore the darn happy birthday song out. She was singing happy birthday and it wasn't even people's birthday. They was having a little model competition between Ashley and Candace and they told them, what's your talent, Candace? Happy happy birthday. I'm like, oh my gosh, the music ain't working. This girl gonna go back to her little one hit. It ain't nothing wrong with being a one hit wonder as long as you got a hit. But lucky, everything worked out. So it was all good. It was all good. Everything worked out. So then we got Giselle. And Giselle is up there on the dance floor. And I said, you know what? The camera people, they so wrong for zooming in on all these things. Like, some things they didn't have to pan the camera to. Now, Giselle always good for saying that her family and everything from New Orleans. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to need her to stop talking about her family being from New Orleans. If you going to get on the dance floor looking like you doing a robot. She was on the dance floor. I'm like, what is going on? Giselle, what is this? What is this? If you're going to do this, I'm going to need you to put your shoulders in it. Come on, Giselle. Like, let's do this, I know you looking classy, but there's ways you could just put your shoulders in, still be cute and classy. Come on, Giselle. Like, this ain't what, this not what it was. I'm like, you're going to say New Orleans behind, you got to put some respect with it. What is all this? What is that? Like, we can't be doing that. But the worst thing they did to Giselle, oh my goodness. They had to put on her exit thing that Jamal still living the phone. I said, dang, that's shady. Dang, the producers are shady. That is so shady. But Jamal do live on the phone though, okay? We know Jamal and Giselle still have that grown relationship like the high school people have. It's just talking on the phone all day. You gotta call each other, tell them everything you're doing because you're not seeing each other. I'm like, well, how long y'all gonna still act like y'all on the episode of Catfish still talking on the phone all the time? So then, Wine actually does go ahead on and propose at the party. And it was beautiful. It was real sweet how he did the speech and he got down on her knees. But did anybody else notice how Wendy looked like she was about to catch a Holy Ghost? Wendy looked like she was Sunday in a Baptist church just, oh, thank you, oh, what are you doing? Oh! I was like, oh my gosh, Wendy. And then she had the little pencil skirt and the little white thing was all straight. And she looked cute, but she reminded me every bit of olive oil from Popeyes. I was like, oh my gosh, Wendy. Okay, I'm happy for Robin too. This is a good moment for Robin. And like Karen said, Robin don't get too many moments. But this is a good one for Robin. But Wendy, come down. You just met the girl. You new to the group. And you over there just doing the most. I was like, oh my gosh. She reminded me of every time, there's a funeral. And there's always that one family member that got to do the goddamn most. And then it'd be that one person that wasn't even that close to the person that died. That just be on the floor, stop, dropping, and rolling. Ah! It should have been me! Like, oh, God. Wendy, get off the floor. Get off the floor, Wendy. We're done. We're not doing this. It's over. It's done. We're not doing this, Wendy. Enough. So Michael hears the women and he hears Candace escalating and yelling, Candace being Candace. And so he goes over to her husband and he puts his hand on his shoulder. He didn't even tap him. It wasn't even like a tap. Michael did it. It literally was just, hey. Like he didn't tap. He just laid it there. Just gently placed his hand on the shoulder. And he said, hey, Chris, I think you should go ahead and get your wife. Chris looked like he had been, you could tell Chris just really don't like Michael because it didn't take much to tip him over. Michael did this. Chris was like, bruh. He ain't say that. He said he gave Michael some choice words, but he was like, you gonna get the beep beep. No. He let Michael have it a little bit. And then he just went on ahead and shrugged him and pushed him. And then I was taking notes from Michael. I was like, oh, I gotta learn what the rich people be doing. Because this is what he did. Michael put both hands up in the air. He had a drink in his hand and still managed to put the other hand up with the drink. I'm like, that's how you do that. The drinking hand, I probably would have only thought to just have one hand in the air. Michael have his drink and he still put both hands in the air. He was like, whoa, whoa, are you putting your hands on me? Are you putting your hands on me? Whoa, whoa. And then he was getting everybody's attention. He's like, hey guys, look, you see what's happening? Look, whoa, whoa, you're putting your hands on me? You're putting your hands on me? I said, damn, if Chris didn't know he messed up, he should know now. Anytime a billionaire put their hands, whoa, whoa, everybody look, whoa. Are you putting your hands on me? And he was actually putting his hands on him, pushing him back. I was like, damn, this ain't a good day for Chris. This ain't a good day for Chris. Then Ashley, Ashley had a moment reminding me of my mama. Because Michael was talking, he's like, yeah, he put his hands on me. He pushed me. And Ashley's like, who pushed you? And I was like, she reminded me of my mama. Because when I was younger, let me come home talking about somebody hit me. My mama like, who hit you? Who put their hands on you? Point them out. Who put their hands on you? Ashley was like, who pushed you? Who pushed you? And then she went run over there as soon as things were settling down. Ashley had to get it back up. Ashley was like, oh, okay, Candace, but you got a problem with Monique, but your husband ain't got no self-control? And then Candace being Candace. Now, everybody, this is about Michael and Chris. How did Candace flip it to being about Candace? I'm still trying to figure it out. Candace was like, oh, Michael, you want to put your hands on me? Put your hands on me, Michael. I dare you. I dare you.
I'm fighting soon to get to him, man. I'm fighting soon to get to him, man. Do you want to touch me, Michael? I'll dare your ass. I'm going.
Candace, don't do that. Do you remember what happened the last time you dared somebody to drag you?
You put your hands on me? You want to drag me too? Drag you want me too? Drag you want me too?
Yeah, you got dragged. You should have learned your lesson. Let's not ask for things we don't really want to happen. Let's just not do that. Let's not do that. I don't know about y'all, but I am looking forward to this reunion because Monique got this whole binder of receipts, and I am just curious to know what's in it. I want to know if we finally about to find out what Wine said when he drunk. Like, okay, does she got receipts on Jamal too? Like, because I'm still trying to figure out how Giselle going to be the first lady and never at the church. You know, is Jamal close with a choir member or something like that? Like, what's going on? He's know what's in this binder, Monique. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the Daily Drop Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Itzmekortni, Courtney with the K.